Hello, and we're back. We're back with more cEDH deck techs. Today we'll feature Silas Rograkh, a grixis combination, grixis pairing that really wants to end the game by turn 0 by finding an ad nauseum, casting a huge ad nauseum, and stitching together a win from there. Because we're going to abuse Rograkh's zero cost, zero mana cost, there are plenty of ways to abuse him, as we'll see in just a moment. Silas is really in this deck for the colors. You could be, a cute little boy and build yourself a artifact-centric Grixis deck, but you would probably use a different red commander if that were the case. This deck is a very glass cannon. It's very predictable. Everyone at the table knows that you're trying to find that ad nauseum very quickly. And if that falls through, then you're kind of just like stuck dead in the water. I think you just have to tutor up like a Thoracle combo. And the deck really doesn't do much of anything else. If you're looking for maybe a more mid-range version of this deck, look no further than Armix and Crom, which is a thick boy strategy. Does the same thing, but at least could punch and gain card advantage. But the community swears that this is the tier 0 deck to beat. So let's have a look, shall we? So of course we start things off. We have Rograkh. We have Silas. Rograkh is a beater. Just kidding. Silas does things with artifacts. No, we're just kidding. They're strictly here for the colors, but we do have things we could do with the Rograkh. So yes, the name of the game is find ad nauseum. It's like very quickly. Like I'm talking about like casting like turn 1, turn 2 ad nauseum. I'm not kidding when I say that. And we have our pier, because the two kind of go together like peanut butter and jelly. Of course, we're in the colors, so we're going to use Underworld Breach. We have Brain Freeze. Brain Freeze just helps to feed our yard. In very rare scenarios, it makes for a win condition. But again, it's there to just feed our yards for Underworld Breach. If like a Brain Freeze, if this is all new to you. We have our Thoracle Consult, of course. It's just too simple of a win con. And we have the Tainted Pact in our back pocket. Of course, your Tainted Pact means that you have to have the right mana base for it. This is anecdotal, but from my experience, when you're playing with more amateur, I don't want to be harsh, but like a cEDH wannabe, when they play a Thoracle Tainted Pact, make them play it out. Sometimes they don't have the mana base to accommodate a Tainted Pact, so they'll flip like 15 islands before they, find the end of their deck. I had a friend who just didn't understand that once. I'm like, just read the card. But yeah. Now also Tainted Pact makes for a phenomenal combo. At its worst, it's just finding the other half. At its worst, it's just tutoring up like something you need immediately. But besides Thoracle Consult, it can also tutor up your, if you have A in your hand or available to you, it tutors up B. So it just gets the other half of a combo. We have Praetor's Grasp. Praetor's Grasp is a really good card. It can get an ad nauseum from It can get a Underworld Breach from an opponent, so we can use their breach just in case we lose ours. It could just get the Fragile Glass combo glass cannon combo from our opponent, so they're just like out of the match. Um, there's a lot of utility to a Praetor's Grasp, so don't sleep on this. So some of these cards you'll see all the time in any build, in any cEDH build, but I quickly want to go over the cards that make Rograkh extra busted. So we have casting a zero cost Rograkh means that we can do things like abuse calling the weak a lot easier. Infernal Plunge, even though this deck is hungry for black mana, that 3/3/3 red still helps us cast an ad naus, still helps us cast Peer into the Abyss. Diabolic Intent, free tutor. You have the CMC in black. Use it, find an ad nauseum. Mox Amber, very simple. It practically turns Rograkh into a free ritual. Springleaf Drum. Phyrexian Tower. And Guild Artisan, to a degree. If you cast your turn 1 Rog, you could start swinging and, start making treasures. Very simple. Our creature package in this deck, very limited. Just ritual creatures and like pseudo mana dorks, of course. Just trying to ramp up, get the rocks, the treasure, the mana, just cast that early ad naus. We have a Simian Spirit Guide. Ragavan. Ragavan after turn 1 is just a dead bad card. Dockside Extortionist. That's it. I believe Thoracle and these creatures, those are the only creatures in the deck. So we'll get into the instants and sorceries. We have a Dark Ritual. All the usual suspects. So we'll go through this quickly. Nothing out of the ordinary. Cabal Ritual, Rain of Filth. Striker Rich is nice. Striker Rich is, I like it better in faster decks to just like start to color fix. Red Flame, just as well. Gamble, Mystical Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Imperial Seal, Demonic Tutor, Limdol's Vault, Yawgmoth's Will, Brainstorm, Windfall, Wheel of Fortune, Time Twister. Our removal package, we have a Chain of Vapor, Alchemist Retrieval, which is a power crept the Winds of Rebuke. It's just less cost at CMC. It matters in ad naus decks, and so you can just bounce back your own thing, or if in an emergency, bounce back at opponent's stack speeds. March of Swirling Mists, Cyclonic Rift, Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast, Deflecting Swat, Swan Song, Flusterstorm, Dispel, Miscast. I have grown to not like Miscast in a more mid-range strategy, but since we're going fast for we're outpacing our opponents. Miscast is strong. An offer you can't refuse. Mental Misstep, Force of Negation, Fierce, Guardianship, Pact of Negation, and a Force of Will. Let's move on to our enchantments, artifacts, and the rest. And so again, there's nothing out of the ordinary in any of these decks. It's just Grixis, Turbo Naus. We saw the interesting cards at the very beginning, but everything else after that is just standard, normal Turbo Naus. We have a Mystic Remora, Ristic Study. I like Dress Down since our creature count is low, and we could do something if our ad naus strategy fails. Necropotence. Our rocks, we'll start with our utility rocks. We have a Wishclaw Talisman, Defense Grid, and then our color rocks, we have a Lotus Petal, Jewel Lotus, Lion's Eye Diamond, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Indulgence. Now the Jewel Lotus is your call. I don't think it's that necessary. But in instances where you have to cast Rograkh a second time, it's free, right? Arcane Signet, Fell Warstone, Chromox, Mox Opal, Mox Diamond. Our colorless rocks, we have a Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt. And then our land count, 28 lands, very standard. We could probably even drop the land count. It's something something I've never been interested in, but it's a possibility. We have all 7. No, I can't do math. 9 fetches. You have, I believe, just an island swamp. Yeah, 1 island, 1 swamp. I'm not on the island swamp, snow island, snow swamp anymore. I haven't been for a long time. I could use a snow lands for a land of more utility, or another colored land. We have our shocks, and we have our duels. We have Ancient Tomb, even though a lot of things in this deck are color intensive. We have Atawada, which packs more value because early turn Rog just makes the Atawada a little bit more free. Gemstone Caverns, Command Tower, Spire of Industry, Exotic Orchard, Forbidden Orchard. Gemstone Mine, I've been back on the mine. It's fine, especially in a deck like this where you want to cast early naus. You really ideally don't want to go to turn 4 or 5. Mana Confluence and a City of Brass. And there you have it. Very quick, simple deck tech, or a very simple deck. Plenty of grixis options out there that all do the same thing, but according to everybody, Silas Rog is the fastest one that does it. All right. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.